Will you ever stop eating? Your best friend is missing!
Hey! Don't worry, he'll be there in a minute.
50 points from Gryffindor for lateness, I think. I don't believe any house has ever been in negative figures this early in the term. You might have set a record, Potter. We haven't even started pudding.
So many times out there, I've seen them everywhere. Those wizards walking in the night. They had a kind of glow around them. It almost looked like Hogwarts light. I know I never know that warm and magic glow, though I might wish with all my might. A boy as simple as can be was never meant for Hogwarts light. But suddenly destiny had smiled at me and given me this privilege and right. I dare to dream to be the wizard I can be, and as I cast the spells tonight, my cold dark tower seems so bright. I swear it must be Hogwarts
I suppose you wanted to make an entrance, didn't you? And with no flying car available, you thought that bursting into the Great Hall halfway through the feast ought to create a dramatic effect?
Who are all those people?
No cloak. You could walk in so that everybody can see you, which is what you wanted.
Where have you been? And what happened to your face?
Later. Has Dumbledore said anything about Voldemort?
No, not yet. But he always keeps his speech for after the feast, doesn't he?
With the very best of evenings to you all.
What happened to his hand? It looks like it's dead.
He already had it when we went to Slughorn, though I thought he would have cured it by now, but it only got worse.
I've heard about these curses. There are some injuries you can't cure. Old and dark magic.
Oh, don't worry about this. So, first off, let me introduce the newest member of our staff, Horace Slughorn. Professor Slughorn, I'm happy to say, has accepted to resume his old post as Potions Master.
Potions? But Harry, you said...
But I thought... Meanwhile, the post of Defense Against the Dark Arts will be taken by Professor Snape. Snape? Well, at least he'll be gone next year. That job is jinxed, and personally, I'm hoping for another death this year.
Harry!
Sit down, you idiot. Now, as you know, each and every one of you was searched upon your arrival here tonight, and you have the right to know why. Once, there was a young man who, like you, sat in this very hall, walked this castle's corridors, slept under its roof, and he seemed to all the world a student like any other. His name, Tom Riddle. Today, of course, he is known all over the world by another name, which is why, as I stand here looking upon you all tonight, I'm reminded of a sobering fact. Every day, every hour. This very minute, perhaps, the dark forces attempt to penetrate this castle's walls. And in the end, their greatest weapon is you. Just something to think about. Now, off to bed! Pip pip!
Yes, I've already agreed it was fishy, Harry, but haven't we agreed there could be a lot of explanations?
You weren't there. Malfoy's father is in Azkaban. Don't you think he'd like revenge? Revenge? What can he do about it? That's my point. I don't know, but we should take this very seriously. His father is a Death Eater, and he
Harry!
Huh? What's wrong? He's a Death Eater! He replaced his father as a Death Eater. Malfoy? Come on, Harry, he's only 16.
It just seems very unlikely, Harry. What makes you think—
In Madame Mulligan, remember? When she went to roll up his sleeve, she didn't touch him, but he hit her. It was his left arm. He had been branded with the dark mark.
I'm not sure, Harry. That just doesn't make sense.
Tch.
Herbology. Fine. Professor Sprout will be delighted to see you back with an outstanding OWL. And you're qualified for defense against the dark arts that exceed expectations, but the problem is transfiguration. I'm sorry, Longbottom, but an acceptable really isn't good enough to continue to any WT level. Why do you want to continue with transfiguration anyway? I've never had the impression that you particularly enjoyed it.
My grandmother once.
Ugh. It's high time your grandmother learns to be proud of her grandson she's got, rather than the one she thinks she ought to have, particularly after what happened at the ministry. I'm sorry, Longbottom, but I really cannot let you into my NEWT class. I see you have an exceeds expectations in charms. However, why not try for an NEWT in charms?
My grandmother thinks charms is a soft option.
Take charms, and I shall drop Augusta a line, reminding her that just because she failed her charms OWL, the subject is not necessarily worthless. So, Potter, charms, defense against dark arts, herbology, and transfiguration, all fine. I must say I was pleased with your transfiguration mark, Potter. Very pleased. But why haven't you applied to continue with potions? I thought it was your ambition to become an aura.
Well, it was, but I was told I had to get an outstanding in my OWL.
And so you did, when Professor Snape was teaching the subject. However, Professor Slughorn is perfectly happy to accept any WT students with exceeds expectations.
Brilliant. I'll head there straight away.
Oh, good. And Potter, take Weasley with you. He looks far too happy over